Chapter 18 is a case study, stress leading to depression. I want to point out it's not that somebody who does not manage his or her stress levels will end up being depressed. There are many factors involved in this thing, but one of the important factors is dealing with your feelings, and being able to deal with them would help either forecome depression. So it's not that stress and depression are related 100. There's not one-on-one relationship. It's just that stress will add up to helplessness, and which will eventually end up in a depression. I would like you to look at the chapter. I've described a case study from the beginning till end. What we call a holistic approach is by saying, what is the story, the case, the lifeline, how does it start, where does it end, what happened in the meantime, how did things develop, and how do they relate to each other. If you look at the chart on Claire, what you see is her learning history. We call her learning history is all our learning processes, a lifelong event, which will lead to foundation and life philosophies. So we'll see how Claire has become who she has. Then we'll see what are the factors that reinforce that behavior and thought process, and which lead to symptoms. And the symptoms lead to behavior. And the behavior and the symptoms, they have a special relationship because the environment enforces the symptoms, vice versa, which lead to behavior, dysfunctional behavior. But the idea of this chapter is that you get a thorough image of how things develop, how they proceed, and where does someone end up with. And actually I have talked a little bit about the treatment as well, but that's not relevant. It's just to give an idea of how things develop, because then you can relate to how you have developed. Okay? Now, I hope you've been practicing a lot, and because you've been practicing, you will be reaping the fruits. If things don't work out, doesn't mean that you're doing wrong. It just means that you have to practice more. Some things are easy and some things take time. So keep on practicing.